for by myself.
Look at it, the whole thing moves.
Well, you know something's up when we start the video here. I just get this. This is the one I had before, but it cracked. So I think we're gonna get this one. Actually, I meant this one. Got the goods. Workhorse. Bought this car with 40,000 miles. It's currently at 105, and it is absolutely perfect. Time is currently 8 p.m. Alright, let's talk about why we're here and why I just bought an oil pan, because no, we are not doing an oil change. We are draining the oil, but we are doing it for a different reason. A couple of weeks ago, I was driving the RX-7 and I parked up to take some pictures of it, and I noticed while I was behind the car, it was smoking from the front end. Once I popped the hood, I saw coolant absolutely everywhere, and I figured that the car was overheating. So obviously turned off the car, let it cool down. I noticed is that my fan wire was not connected, so basically my car was just sitting there overheating and the fan was not kicking on, which was a mistake on my end because the fan wire is just connected with one wire and I didn't see that it disconnected. I don't think it was overheating for that long. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how long it was overheating, it overheated. I drove it a couple more times after that, filled it up with coolant, checked it multiple times. Everything seemed like it was okay. Once I started on the garage renovations, you guys saw I moved it, that one clip, I moved it out of the garage and out in front, and everything was perfectly fine. And then about 2 days later, I moved it on a diagonal so that I could film in here like this. And I noticed that it was shooting a lot of white smoke out of the back, way more than usual. After that video, it got worse, which probably means that I blew a water jacket because of the overheating, which kind of sucks because I blew the head gasket on my Z, and that's what this is up here. I just have really bad luck with cars and overheating. That was really disappointing. However, we have Jose, who's obviously my rotary plug. What I was thinking initially was I'll just tow the car down to Plainfield where Jose's at, we'll pull the motor, and luckily the whole thing doesn't need a rebuild, it just needs the water jackets. But then I thought, while I have the motor out, then I can paint the engine bay, because one of the things that really frustrated me about this car is the fact that it's got the original OEM blue Mazda paint in the engine bay, and I never really liked it. I got a ton of recommendations on Instagram when I posted that poll. A lot of people said pink. I'm not a very pink girl, as you can see. It won't be like visible all the time, but I think it'll be so cool, like if I pop the hood and it's just like pink in there, like not like a hot pink. I'm thinking a Ruby Star, which is the same color that the Z is. Doing it in the garage by ourselves. Never pulled a rotary before, and we've also never painted an engine bay before, but like I said, street cred, we'll get it. I'm gonna try to move the FC. You guys seem to love watching me try to start this car, and I don't know why. It's just such a struggle.
One eternity later.
There we go. Exhaust open. engine bay way better. It's crazy how much space is in the engine bays of these cars when you delete all the really unnecessary stuff. All the emission stuff is gone. The air pump, AC is all gone. So I'm just gonna start taking off some of the minor stuff. Drop bar, anything that's kind of like easily accessible, I'm gonna start taking off. That's really splashing in my face. Okay, so it is the next day. We're going on a little side quest to pick up an engine hoist. I need one to pull my motor. And I asked on my Snapchat if anybody had one, and this guy actually hit me up and said that he was getting rid of one because he didn't need it or something. And it's a little bit broken. And I figured, why not just take one that's free, and then I get to keep it, and then I don't have to return it to anybody. I can just have my own. He's 30 minutes away. It's 11 p.m. I'm gonna drive out there, go pick it up. Hopefully it fits in the Workhorse certified work truck. Hopefully it fits in my Civic. I will let you guys know if an engine hoist fits in a 2006 Honda Civic Coupe. Okay, let's go get it. 11:11, make a wish, guys. I wish for an engine hoist. Quick pit stop because this is actually a super cool dealership, and I forgot about this because I never come up here. Look at this beauty that was sitting outside. Look at that GT4. Wow. I probably should not be out here taking videos. This just caught my attention. Almost got caught up. The security came rushing around the corner. Definitely should not have parked there and took videos, but it was so worth it. I saw some cool stuff over here. I think these are 944s if I'm not wrong, and they look very similar to the FCs, and I think they were like kind of based on each other. So cool. I kind of wonder what's under there. Definitely has a big wing in the back and kind of like a body kit maybe, because look how low it is. It's definitely a Porsche. Like, look at, there's the headlights. I wonder what that is though. It's got a big wing on it. I have like 20 more minutes of waiting, but I see some more cool cars. It's 11:52, by the way. Oh, okay, this is sick. This is a 928. I had to look it up because I couldn't really remember the difference between the 944 and the 928. But this is the one with the circle headlights, and then I have somebody trade one in, and it was auto. But it was just an interesting car, like on the inside. Obviously, I'm not gonna go up to it, but got another one there. A Benz over here. I was right. It is definitely a SC300. It's funny that the rear ends from afar look like an S13. Oh, wait, this is sick as fuck. Look at this shot. Yo. So I kind of got warned that the cops might come if I keep chilling in this parking lot, but look at this. Some cool videos. I don't want to get too close to it because obviously it's not mine. It is 12:11 and this kid just pulled up. Dude, whipping it in a black AMG. Guys, time is currently 12:37. There's a train right now, so I might as well show you, but got the hoist in the car. It's all taken apart. This thing is rough. Like, I saw a video of it and I didn't realize it was this rough, but I think it'll work for what I need it for, and then maybe I could just throw it away.
Three days later.
Okay, time is now 5 p.m. I've been working on the car since about 1 p.m. and then I ran some errands, went to Harbor Freight and got a new chain for the hoist. I went to Ace Hardware, I got some bolts for the hoist and some red Scotch-Brite so we can stay on the engine bay. Don't even know if I'm going to get to that point yet, but we're pretty far along. All the fluid's drained, the exhaust is disconnected. I started unbolting the trans already, so it should be pretty quick, I hope. So let's get out there and see what we can get done today. It started snowing already. Basically ready to pull. Need to remove the motor mounts, got all the fuel lines off, got the hoist connected from where Jose recommended. I did to the front of the alternator back here by the trans. He said that's all that I need, so I'm hoping that should be enough. This is a pretty small light motor. I feel like you can't tell, but I am so nervous right now because if something happens, I'm out here by myself. Like my heart is racing, but I've just never pulled a motor before by myself, so there's a first for everything. We'll see. So I am taking off the last motor mount here on the driver's side. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right here. Here's the bracket. Trans is kind of like slowly coming apart right there. So close. Okay, we're off the trans. We're off the trans. God, yes, yes. All right, guys, time is 9:43. I am currently waiting on Colin to come bring me a spare tire because I was so caught up in the process of pulling the motor that I have nowhere to put it. And this hoist is really sketchy, guys. Look at this. It's not even on the ground. The rear wheel is like not even on the ground. So I put my jack on top of it to just kind of weigh it down a little bit because if this like falls over, like I'm screwed. This engine harness is still connected. This is the main wire harness and I don't really want to go through and disconnect the whole thing because then the entire intake manifold has to come off. So I'm hoping I can just kind of like flip it over here and just like leave it here. I also started sanding the front support a little bit just to see how it would work. I was using this red Scotch-Brite and then some sandpaper because some of this had surface rust on it. Good morning, guys. Today is Sunday. I'm trying to get as much done as possible before I go back to work tomorrow. However, what we realized, the hoist is a little too sketchy to complete this job. Free engine hoist that's broken is probably not recommended for this job, but as you saw in the last clip, the rear wheel of the hoist was like completely off the ground and I tried to put some 2x4s under it. I tried to put something under the whole thing to support it and it was just really sketchy. Essentially what was happening was anytime I pushed the motor over, the whole hoist wanted to lean forward and the motor was basically holding itself up. If I tried to get it over the fender, it would probably just topple over. But Colin has a hoist at his shop, so I'm gonna go meet him at Extreme Graphics. We're gonna go borrow his hoist. So let's go get it. Do you guys think I'm at the right place? Couldn't really tell with the big trailer and the green pickle juice super out front. Look how salty this thing is.
Dogging on my dirty car, dude.
Oh my god, look at the rear bumper. You gotta wash your damn car sometimes. It's Super Bowl Sunday and Colin didn't want to go to a Super Bowl party, so this is his excuse to get out of it. He didn't want to go to Mima and Peepaw's house for Super Bowl, so we're here. Dude, this trailer is fucking massive. Dude, why is this thing inside? Jeez. So this is the drift trailer? Man, this thing is huge. Oh, that's so sick. So do you guys usually sleep in here, or does anybody?
Yeah, when we're at the track, but we fix like the floor and shit. And party lights at like the fucking.
Oh, nice, the party lights. See, this is like legit. Like, this would be for FD, right? Because you're now an FD driver.
Yup.
This is really nice with all like the cabinets and stuff. So this is what I gotta get if I really wanna be serious. Well, I mean, at some point, right?
I mean, this is a lot overboard, but.
Yeah, I mean, you're a pro, so. Look at the K truck, the K work truck. They just finished this livery on this, like, anime thing. I still think you should do the anime titties, but this works too. We could carry this.
I mean, it's really not that bad. The legs come off.
I don't even think we're gonna have to take it all apart though. I feel like we could just like lean it forward and like scooch it up. Just got back to the garage. I'm gonna take the hoist out and get going, getting the motor out. So excited!
You're like, oh yeah, this is gonna work.
I had hope, all right? What's wrong with you not having some hope?
We're gonna have to move the car backwards.
See?
Yeah, and you thought that was gonna hold the motor? What are you? Look at it, the whole thing moves. You're just like, oh yeah, that's normal. That's normal.
Lightly used engine hoist.
For sale, $20.
I know what I have.
Hobo.
The e-brake's already. Yeah. So I feel like we could push the car back a little bit and then just slide it over like.
We're gonna have to, yeah, a little bit. There's an 18 almost, you know.
I just want that way up and touch the floor. There you go. We finally got the motor out. I'm just gonna leave the hoist just like this because it's kind of in the perfect position to just like yank it back in when I'm ready. How big this engine bay is now. This was one of my concerns. Jose painted all of this and it wasn't done the best, and he left like some masking tape on back there, if you can see, and it really frustrated me because I could always see the blue masking tape, and I kind of just want to redo all of this. When someone asks me what my plans are this weekend, these are my plans. See how it's got like this rust in here? I really want to address that because that could get worse. Well, it will get worse, but plates.
I was trying to think like what would be like the best one to get, but.
So I already started masking a lot of stuff off. I'm just gonna paint up to the frame rail here because it was already painted black. And I'm not super happy with how it looks, but it's still pretty visible once the motor is in. But I'm okay with the steering rack and everything under here being black. Taping off the wire harness, brake lines, brake master cylinder and everything. Took the brake booster out. I think I'm just gonna replace it because look how disgusting this looks. And then I think what I'm gonna do for the fenders is I'm gonna make a cleaner cut like this of the wrap and then paint up to here so that like, you know. Monday, I'm ending part 1 of the video here today because we did so much work so far on the engine bay. We pulled the motor, we had 2 hoists to do it, and we already started prepping the engine bay, but it was 26 degrees today and it's only going to get colder over the next week here in Chicago. And it is way too cold to be painting or priming, so I ended up borrowing a propane heater so that I can start at least priming the next couple days. I really want to make sure that the prep work is all very, very nice before I start laying paint. And I don't even have the paint yet, so tomorrow morning I'm going to the paint shop. It's called the Color Shop in Bellwood, Illinois, if you're curious. We're gonna go there, we're gonna look at some colors, and we're gonna decide on what we want to get because I'm still not entirely sure. I'm not set on pink and I'm not set on silver. So if you have any other recommendations of colors that you think I should paint the engine bay that would match the green, definitely let me know. But for now, I will see you guys in part 2 when we are going to be painting the bay of the FC. So I'll see you in that video. Bye.